Never forget.
9.
11.
Now it's time for CHS Today.
Bus passes are only given with a note or a phone call from a parent to the school office. No passes will be giving out after 1:30. See Ms. Hughes in the fishbowl for passes.
Junior ECHS students that plan to attend the National College Fair in Indianapolis need to pick up a permission slip in the guidance office or from Mr. Thompson. The form is due Friday.
Senior ECHS students that were not able to attend the first meeting must stop by to see Mr. Thompson.
All ECHS students are reminded to check Google Classroom for information.
Are you wondering who to vote for homecoming court? Destiny, Elise, Carly, and Haley went to see who is trying to run.
I'm running for homecoming court this year because I've always looked up to the seniors every year that I run, and I thought it would just be really fun to be at the football game and standing on the field all dressed up and just being in a crowd. I think other people should run because it just gives you an experience, even though you're just sitting there. Like, you just get to dress up all week, but you still, like, little girls get to come up to you and think you're cute and adorable and you're like a princess. So my favorite part of homecoming is probably the game because we finally get to see all the floats come together, and it's just really cool and interesting to see what other classes came up with.
Dude, I'm Jay Gaddis. Do I need to be promoted? I don't think so.
I decided to run with Jay because we're like best friends and it would just be really fun, and I don't know who else I would run with and have this much fun.
People should run for homecoming court because it gives them a chance to get involved more within the school, and also little kids really look up to them, seeing them at the game, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, Anna was going to run anyways, and she asked me to run with her, so I was like, yeah, I'll run with you. I'm running with Anna Chalker.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
What are you going to do to promote yourself?
I'm going to walk around school and say, vote for me and Anna. Vote for Jay Gaddis and Anna Chalker.
Be an FCA meeting during SRE in Mr. Nobby's room 010.
Attention, all juniors and seniors interested in going to college this week kicks off the representatives visiting CHS. Today during SRE, Valparaiso University will be here in the Media Center classroom for anyone who would like more information or just to speak with their representatives. Next week, IUPUI will be visiting during SRE along with Grace College.
If you are interested in running for homecoming court, self-nomination forms can be picked up in the fishbowl. Please return these to the fishbowl as well.
Attention, CHS, there is a scholarship opportunity available for all students grades 9 through 12. It is the Young American Creative Patriotic Art Contest. Please stop by the guidance office to pick up a brochure for details.
Students, during lunch you can go through any line no matter what your lunch status is. Students are able to get 2 fruits and 2 vegetables. If you are still hungry, you can come back to the fruit and vegetable bar for free. And finally, breakfast and supper is free to everyone.
There will be a Spanish Club meeting tomorrow during SRE, Senora Richard Drew.
Now let's take a moment to reflect on the tragedy that struck our nation 18 years ago today.
Today marks a tragic day in history that none of us here at CHS have experienced. We went and asked teachers and administrators what their experiences were.
Good morning. I remember 9/11 and the events that took place like it was yesterday. Every day in my classroom I was watching the Today Show, watching the news, what's happening in the world as I got ready for school. And then one day on 9/11, they came on and said a plane had crashed into one of the Trade Center buildings, and I was watching that, went across the hall, told Mr. Todd to turn on his TV. I think he may have had it on but wasn't paying attention to it, and we were just commenting how that's really strange. Must have been a plane that had lost control.
But everyone sat there and no one said a word, and all of our eyes were glued to the TV, and I found my brother. He was 2 years younger than me, and he was also at the middle school, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, my sister Carrie's supposed to be running this marathon because she's much older than me in New York City, and that my 2 other sisters and my mother and everyone were there with her. So that was my main concern.
It wasn't until I got home later that night and I was watching the news with my family for the rest of the day, and they started talking about people who were forced to jump from the towers. And I can remember being 8 years old and looking at the TV and realizing that people were put in that situation as an 8-year-old and just feeling really scared for those people. And I can remember looking at my mom and hugging my mom and feeling really bad for those people in that moment. But I had a very childlike experience to 9/11, and it's still something. I was watching clips today on Twitter before I got to school, and it's still something that when you watch it again and you get to relive what it was like when you were watching it live, it's really powerful and it really affects you.
And yoga during SRE today can come to the gym.
There will be a senior council meeting in Mr. Beckman's room during SRE tomorrow. Please attend. We will be detailing setup guidelines for the homecoming float.
There will be a senior council meeting during SRE today to finish posters in Madam Medina's room.
The theater and thespian members will be cleaning the stage during SRE today and tomorrow. Auditions for the fall play will also be held today and tomorrow after school in the auditorium. The fall play, the 39 steps, will be a chase between the police and possible killers in the streets of London.
There will be a meeting in the REW auditorium for all fall athletes today during SRE. If you do not meet early release criteria, you cannot attend.
It is still pretty hot outside. Here's the weather with Brooklyn and Allie.
Thanks, ladies. Going into this afternoon, it'll be at a high of 87 and sunny. Going into this evening, it'll still be with a high of 97, and going in tomorrow morning, it'll be a high of 70. Now over to Brooklyn with the 5-day.
Thanks, Allie. So going into the end of the week, it's going to be sunny with a high of 89. But then into the weekend, it's going to be a high of 83 and a high of 88 and sunny. Apparently it's not fall anymore. We're going into summer again. Now back to the desk.
Over to Gabby with the sports.
Thanks, ladies. Boys varsity tennis fell to Centerville 2-3 in another close match with number 1 singles Gavin Parsley and number 2 singles Jonah Graham defeating their opponents. JV won 4-2 with James Williams, Logan Shipley, Kyle Burgoon, Chandler Fox, Luke Morris, Josh Williams, and Riley Brandon, giving the boys a win. The Lady Spartan soccer team defeated Rushville 7-2 in yesterday's match. Elise Matney and Kylie Smith had 3 goals each, with Claire Cleve adding 1 as well. Molly Crank gave the girls their 3 assists on the defense end. Morgan Daffler, Cheyenne Young, Cheryl Garrison, and Alyssa Williams also played well. Edie Judd had 2 saves. The girls will face Delta on Thursday. There's no sports action for tonight. Now back to the desk for birthdays.
The only birthday for today is Tanner Parks. Never forget
9/11.
And that's all for CHS Today.